Good afternoon, Star Wars players. Coming to you live with a special Star Wars CCG event for today. We got a great one essentially going on. After almost 2 months, everybody, we're at the GEMPC Finals. We have our final two players, Chris Hall, also known as jokerking. He will be playing against Timo Dussel, also known as Dillen. Both players went through a rigorous bracket. I know jokerking had to go through a plethora of good players, including the world champ, Joe Olsen. Dillen, or Timo, had to go through fellow European standout in Silver Glen. I know he's gone on record saying that he's never lost to Silver Glen, and I guess that trend continued, obviously. He also had to go against JJD. He had to go against CRG, my co-host from last night. He was in the Final Four. jokerking had again go against Joe Olsen. He also had to go against Adam Toronzo in the finals. Adam, who, via coin flip, was the third place winner. So we are waiting on the players to post the game. I want to say that Timo is going to be playing. He's going to be choosing which side he wants. So as soon as they are live, let's go check into the lobby right now. But it looks like both players are in the lobby. So again, we're waiting on Timo to post the game. As soon as he posts, we'll go ahead and join the game. Okay, looks like they are. We're in a Slack discussion right now. Again, if you haven't joined Slack, go ahead and do it. It's one of the quickest ways to get any information via what's going on with the PC. Looks like Timo is he already posted his game. He's gonna play Dark. And away we go. So, I wonder what Timo is going to be playing. I know he's a big fan of IE. Unfortunately, IE received quite a little bit of a nerf with the last errata that came live on GEMP last Friday. Okay, game is live. It looks like. Nope. We are still waiting. jokerking is deciding on what he wants to play. But yeah, again, Timo likes to play IE. He's deciding on, okay, wondering what he is going to be playing for Dark. Again, he played Hunt Down V, I also believe. But again, Hunt Down V also received an errata. Okay, so here we go. Got the good luck from both players. And we are off on the GEMPC Finals. Okay, we have a CCT versus an Old Allies match. I'm not surprised that jokerking went with Old Allies. It's a pretty solid deck right now. He does seem to know how to play it. So it's a good pick of a deck for him. Okay, let's see. That is the Jabba's Prize Virtual, so he will be allowed to play his Han. Okay, it is a... Let's see. He did play Any Mess Is Necessary. He grabbed Boba Fett Bounty Hunter, or Boba Fett's Blaster Rifle, card created by Lenny Rubin, and the Dungeon. Okay, we got Guts on the table for jokerking. So as long as Han is at a battleground, Dillen will not be able to retrieve via Scum and Villainy. Okay, so we are off with the GEMPC Finals, everybody. Like I said, it's been a little bit of some time in between the games and everything, but I'm glad to see we got to this point. Okay, got grabbers from both players. Okay, there's the audience chamber for Timo. Now, I will say, I played both of these decks, so I'm well familiar. CCT has a little bit of trouble. It's not as good against OA because the space package isn't as good as Court, but I would assume that Dillen maybe put jokerking on OA, and if he did, he's probably checked his deck out for some fashion. Okay, there's the Despair. Got a few players in the. Got a few audience members in the chat right now. If you notice, the black part of the screen to the right of the game board is actually, if you want to stay up current with the chat, that's going to be all for you guys. Okay, there comes Boba Fett and his blaster rifle. Again, a Lenny Rubin card. Thanks, Lenny, for creating that card. I love it. Okay, Boba Fett going down to the security tower. He's got Corn Horn. Did not see a He's All Yours Bounty Hunter pool. I might have missed that. Let's go. Let's see if he has it or if he doesn't. Doesn't look like he has it, so he does spend the 2 force. He does move Boba Fett over, and there is the flip. Okay, so there's a General Leia pull from Chris. He's pulling it with the strike planning. Okay, he's going to activate. He's getting 7 force. Teemo activates with the Carbonite Chamber console. Okay, looks like the chat isn't working yet. Let me see if I can get that working, or the chat box. While we're doing the first turn from Chris. Okay, he puts Leia back into his deck, into his use pile with the Brave Resistance, and he's going to pull Solo. Solo, again, pretty good card. Yeah, Jared, I do think that whoever wins Jakku is going to win this game. Jakku is... Everybody wants to go to Jakku at some point for some reason. Rey being pulled out via her encampment. Okay, and there's the Falcon going up to Jakku. So Chris is, again, Chris I'm assuming is familiar with this match. CCT gained a lot of popularity a couple sets ago. I know I played it in Texas Mini Worlds. I had some good success with it. Actually beat Brian Fred with it, if you're anybody's surprised. Okay, so here we go. Rey and Captain Calrissian, or General Calrissian at Jakku. Boba Fett at the audience chamber. Let's see what Teemo's going to do. Is he going to allow that drain of 2 going to happen at Jakku? We see that Chris went ahead and pulled his battle plan. He did get Walkling on the table as well, so he's generating some nice amount of force. There's the drain of 2 at the audience chamber. He does pay the 3 to drain. There goes, I'm getting pretty good at this, and Leia's Resistance Transport. Okay, no scum though from Timo. Okay, no it's not good though from Timo. Okay, there's Duro. No, it's not good. So he did get a check on his deck. So at least he's able to see that he has the IG88 in the deck. He's able to see that he has the IG88 in the deck. Able to see that he has the IG88 in the deck. Able to see that he has the IG88 in the deck. Okay, moves the blaster rifle over to IG88. Moves Corn Horn over to IG88. Now he'll be able to take cards out of his force pile. So he's going to get a tunnel vision each of his turns as well as Chris's. So again, I was thinking about this earlier. Like, I'm a huge fan of any deck that can take cards out of the force pile. White Mining Colony. Love it. Any IG88 deck. Huge fan of it. Senate. I like it, but I can't play it. Senate. I like it, but I can't. Again, I like this IG88 deck. I think that it's a strong deck. I think that it's a strong deck. I think that it's a strong deck. Okay, so here we go with Chris's next turn. Okay, so here we go with Chris's next turn. Okay, so here we go with Chris's next turn. Chris activates 11. He did have one last. He did save one, and he did take a card. He just took a card from the bottom of his force pile with Ray. And he did take a card. He just Ray's pretty good card. Echo on the string. Good card. Echo on the string. Good card. Oh no, I see the chat. I'm gonna work on it. Oh no, I see. That's weird. Is that any better? There we go. Yeah, for some reason I had the desktop audio up, so. But I fixed it. We're good. Okay. Back over to the game. See that Chris is able to get his aim high shield out via the perimeter scan. And he's going to put Leia back again to grab Lord Santeca. He does get the village out, Lord Santeca's sight. Yeah, I know. I thought D&D was going to try and get away from decks that have auto plays in the first turns. Like, we've seen that with a few decks. CCT, OA, heck, the new map is kind of the same thing. Somebody's going to talk to Chris and be like, hey, I thought you were going to try and get away from this. Okay, so there's the flip from Chris. He's got Dash and Rogue 12 out at the village. Lord Santeca down at the outpost. So now he'll be able to reduce that drain from a drain of 2 to 1. Chris is currently in the tank thinking about what he wants to do. I think moving Lord Santeca or the dash over is probably a feasible strategy here. Now, it didn't look like Chris drained this turn. So again, Timo's not going to have to retrieve anything with his objective just yet. Now, speaking to both players before this match, both of them were talking about playing Game 2 right after this match. It really depends on what time, again, how long this game takes. Timo is over in Germany, so it's a little late over there. Okay, Solo coming down to Jakku. That's a pretty loaded up Falcon right there for Chris. So now Guts will be in play. Jared, I'm not sure about the dash in Rogue 12 being white border, but I'm going to say this. I like it. We need more white border cards. Adam is in the chat. I'm glad to see that we have Adam in the chat. Adam, our guest from Holo Theater last night. Another good episode. Again, if you just recapping a little bit what happened, what we discussed. Adam, we discussed a little bit of his history, what kind of decks he likes. Again, he's a WAP player, fellow WAP player. He's also the lead slicer for GEMP. So if you have any GEMP questions, go ahead and please feel free to hit up Adam Fletcher, also known as Echo Base Trooper. He's also the newest member of the competitive balance team. I'm sorry, I can't say the Chris Kelly name without laughing. Apparently, they're now known as the Metachlorians. Yep, just let that sink in for a second. So, talked about some of the new stuff, some of the new cards, possible interaction between the Dead Speak, Allegiant General Pride, and Palpatine Emperor Returned. But we will see what the Metachlorians have to say about the new map cards, and how they interact with the new meta. But glad to see that Jokerking's OA deck still pretty solid, it looks like, in this current meta. If you haven't been paying attention on GEMP, first I'm going to ask why not. But it looks like there's been a lot of OA. There's been a lot of Yavin 4 Ops. Thankfully, there hasn't been a lot of Hitco, as, again, it received a pretty substantial errata last Friday. But, again, the meta might catch up and say that, hey, Hitco's still good. It might not be as good, but, hey, it still might be good. We just have to wait and see. Okay, we're in Teemo's activate phase. He does take a card with IG88. Let's see if he's going to pay 3 to drain for 1. I doubt it. But I will say this, though, that Lord Santeca in the dash is a little vulnerable. Chris does have 1/4 save, so we could see a possible Rebel Barrier out of his 8-card hand. Both players have 8 cards in their hand. Teemo just played Force Push to take another card out of his Force pile. Interesting. Now, again, we won't be able to see what he takes, but hopefully it's a good card for him. Okay, he decides on his card. He's got 11 cards left in his Force pile. He could retrieve that Force Push. Well, no, he cannot retrieve that Force Push, as Chris smartly plays Simple Tricks and Nonsense to make it so that Teemo cannot retrieve. Lenny, I know Lenny 2 weeks ago on Holo Theater, we discussed the interaction, the automatic first turn that CCT has with the Boba Fett's blaster rifle. And you know what? I mean, I understand that there is a little bit of that first turn auto play where you throw down Boba Fett, you throw down the blaster rifle, you grab the frozen captive, and then you move over to the audience chamber. But as Lenny smartly pointed out, your Fett's still a little vulnerable. And I do actually agree with that. Okay, there comes Prince Shizor down to the village. Still don't see a Scum and Villainy yet from Teemo. Oh, there it is. He plays it. After he plays the Shizor. It would have saved him 1 force, but semantics. Okay, so Shizor comes down to the village, and Teemo's just going to draw. He's going to draw a plethora of cards. So he moves past his battle phase, he moves past his move phase, he goes right to the draw step. Chris, in response, draws the bottom card, or the only card in his force pile, with Ray. Now, I will say, Teemo needs to either, if he's not playing the... Okay, there's the mess with a move combo to take a Jajaric into his hand. There's the Gick, just in case Shizor gets beat down over at the village. Again, Teemo's a little low on his activation. He is missing the Nalhutta. He is missing the Jabba's Sail Barge passenger deck. Okay, there goes the Nalhutta, speak of the devil. And Imperial Barrier, both off the top. So he loses both those cards from the top of his reserve deck. To the drain at 2 at Jakku. There's a drain of 1 at the outpost. And he loses at Ellis and Hinthra. That's a bad card for him to lose. So instead of losing one of the cards in his 11-card hand, he decides to lose off the top of his reserve deck. And there's a new card, Bowman Kit. New set 14 card. A deploy 2, forfeit 4 character. If you're familiar with the show Lost or some other fantasy franchise called Lord of the Rings, you'd be a little bit more familiar with the character. But he's a pretty solid card for OA. Okay, there's a Rebel Leadership to take probably Leia into hand. Yep, he's going to take Leia into hand. Teemo's going to grab the Rebel Leadership. Again, Leia's not really good against the Shizor. Okay, Leia coming down with Lor San Tekka and Dash. He's going to draw a card off the top of his reserve deck using Lor San Tekka's game text. And Rose coming down, so now Chris has a little bit of retrieval. Teemo already has his Secret Plan Shield on the table. And we see Admiral Radis coming down. And Wedge. So Chris is really stocking up at the outpost. We haven't seen the ship graveyard yet. It is a drain of 2. It's a 2 and 2, or 2 icons for both players, which would be a drain for 2 for either player. Oh, there's BB-8 coming down. There's another draw card from Lor San Tekka. BB-8 will allow Chris to start pinging Teemo for 1. Okay, so Teemo draws a card into his hand with IG-88. Given that Chris only has 3 cards left in his force pile, so the likelihood of him coming down to battle Shizor is slim to none. And we do not have a move. We do not have a battle, so Chris is just going to draw up. Chris right now is out damaging Teemo 4 to essentially 3. Both players will be able to retrieve 1. Chris uses Admiral Radis' game text to take a card into hand. He takes the Rogue 1. Okay, so now Chris can use his the 7 side of his objective to make the drain of 2 over at the audience chamber 1, but he would reduce it down to 1. He cannot use the game text of his objective to reduce the drain of 2 over at Jakku, though. I believe the objective originally said that, however, it was errated quite a while ago, actually. Oh, there's a card we haven't seen in a while. We just got lost in the wilderness. So Dylan's going to pay 3 to drain for 2 at the village, and Chris plays Lost in the Wilderness. He draws a 4 for Destiny. And that is going to make Shizor go missing. Now, the Lost in the Wilderness, it did 2 things there. 1, it canceled the drain, and 2, Shizor is currently lost somewhere in the desert of Jakku. Okay, there's the Jabba Sail Barge passenger deck from Teemo. He uses a Twi'lek Advisor to get it. So that was important because good thing for Teemo that he retrieved with his objective before draining. So he was able to retrieve the Ellison Hinthra with the objective before Chris played Lost in the Wilderness to make Shizor go missing. I believe that there's a shield for that. Teemo not playing the shield at all in response to, like, he probably did not see that coming. You are correct, Mr. Gogolin. It is fanfare. Okay, so here we go into Chris's turn. Chris again is doing 4 points of damage to Teemo. Okay, so here we go. Drain of 2 at Jakku. There goes an imbalance combo and an Untaguta Sulo. Again, Teemo is deciding to lose from his reserve deck, not his hand. There goes, oh, that's a bad card to lose. Erica V goes to the lost pile for Teemo off the top of the reserve deck. Erica V would actually be a very good card for Teemo, being that OA cannot play Luke. Okay, there's the retrieval. Chris is going to retrieve that Lost in the Wilderness. I hope for Teemo's sake he plays his Fanfare Shield. Oh, before he drains at the outpost, he's actually going to use Lor Santeca's text to pay 1 to move Rose over to the village, and then he's going to be able to drain with Rose. So he's going to do 5 points of damage this turn. Nope, make that another point of damage because he just plays I think I can handle myself. And it's going to add 1 to the drain, so that's going to be a drain of 2 at the village. Chris has all the tricks in his hand. There goes a P59 off the top of the deck from Teemo. And at any methods necessary. And there's the drain of 1 at the outpost. Teemo loses Arsing with her blaster rifle off the top of his deck. Again, he's losing from his deck and not his hand. Interesting. Okay, there's the Fanfare Shield. So, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. I believe it is. Or no, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, Teemo will not be fooled again by the Lost in the Wilderness. And Chris drops the Lightmaker down to Jakku's. That way he can cancel immunity. And Lor Santeca wisely moves over to back up Rose. See if he's going to move anything else over to back up Rose as well. Yep, he's going to move that Radis on the dash in row 12. And he's also going to put Leia over there. So, okay, so he's going to move all of his characters over to the village. So he's keeping that Doom stack. It's fool that I thought we would get rid of with set 14 and the errata. Over to the village now. Okay, so here we go. Again, even though Teemo has 9 cards in his lost pile, the life force counts, though, are pretty similar. Chris has 25, Teemo has 23. Teemo has 3 cards more in his hand than Chris, though. Actually, make that 4 cards as he takes a card with IG88. You know, it's more of a convoy, Jared. Okay, so here we go. Ellison Hithra coming down to Jakku. He uses the game text. He's going to be able to get a smuggler onto into that ship. Let's see, probably Wolf. Or will it be... Yep, no, it's going to be Ponda Baba. Oh, Lenny. You might have replaced Jerry as the funniest guy in Star Wars. Okay, there's Jabba Space Cruiser going down to Jakku. Okay, we got a Lady Proxima. Again, with the Light Maker there, Teemo's not going to have any immunity. Boss coming down, so interesting enough. Now, Chris is only going to be able to draw 1 Destiny because Solo is there. All right, he's going to be able to. He's not going to. He's only going to be able to draw 1 Destiny because Scurry's there. I believe he's going to get 3 Destiny as well. Yep, he is going to get 3 Destiny. Okay, we have a battle. We have our first battle. Teemo cannot retrieve because of Guts on the table. Okay, there's Ponda Baba adding a Destiny to attrition. So again, this is why Teemo didn't want to lose anything from his hand. Okay, here we go. We got a Destiny of 4. There's the Jabba's Haven. Okay, Chris is going to make that a 2 instead of a 4. There's a 2. Teemo hoping he draws big here. Draws a 4. Now, I want to say the next card should be a 5. Okay, so there's the total Destiny of 8 for Teemo. He still is going to have a Destiny to attrition here. Oh, Chris has the All Wings combo, so he is going to spin to make it maneuver. So it's maneuver 7, so he's going to get 2 Destiny. And let's see what his second Destiny is going to be. It's a 3. There's the Beaumont kit. So Chris draws a total battle Destiny of 11 to Teemo's 8. So Teemo is going to win the battle. What's really going to come down to is what is that Destiny that Teemo will draw for attrition. Chris still thinking what he wants to do about that Beaumont kit. Maybe he's got the Jedi Levitation in his hand. Nope. It goes to the use pile. And there's a 3 for attrition. So, Chris, both players have 11 to attrition here. Again, the battle damage doesn't really come into play. It's all attrition. Okay, there goes Guri. Probably going to see Calrissian and maybe the Light Maker go away. There goes the Light Maker. Teemo deciding on what he wants to lose. Probably going to lose the Stinger here. Yep, there goes the Stinger. So that's going to satisfy all of Teemo's attrition. Chris deciding on what he's going to lose. He does lose the General Calrissian. So again, we do know that Chris has a Rogue One in his hand. So we know that one of the cards in his 9-card hand is the Rogue One. Okay, Teemo draws the last card, and we're going to start Chris's next turn here. Again, expecting Chris to do the Lore Santeca shuffle here. So he will probably be doing drains of 1 and 1, as well as a ping of 1 with BB-8. Let's see what Teemo wants to lose. Okay, there goes an Imp Decree off the top of the deck for Teemo. Not a big card in this matchup. Again, we really haven't seen any tricks from Teemo. This has been more of your standard-ish CCT list. Okay, there goes Rose moving over to the outpost this time. So he is going to get at least a drain of 1 and 1 in. Okay, Rose is going to retrieve. She's going to retrieve the General Calrissian. Okay, we got a drain of 1 at the outpost. Got 35 people watching today. That's always good. Thank you all for tuning in on your Thursday afternoon. Okay, there goes Dr. Evazan from his hand. So again, they are drains of 1 and 1. Okay, there goes a Dengar with his Blaster Carbine. Right now on the ships. Oh, Kieran, happy birthday, sir. We have Ponda Baba, Lady Proxima, and Bosk. You're only 2/3 correct, Lenny. Okay, Chris is looking for his 2/2 site. His ship graveyard. He did not find it, so Teemo does get a verify there. Okay, we see Ray go back from Chris's hand, going into the use pile. He's going to take Beaumont Kit into his hand. Beaumont Kit is just making his way around town today. Chris, again, thinking about what he wants to do this turn. Again, as pointed out in the chat, especially by Mr. World Champ himself, Joe Olsen, Chris is going to have to pay multiple force to move those characters. If he wants them to reinforce, like if he's going to move that entire convoy, moving away from the word Doomstack, he's going to have to pay 6. Okay, there is the shipyard. There's the shipyard, Starship Graveyard. So I am imagining that Rose is going to be reinforced. Okay, Solo is going to be the pilot now on the Falcon. That's pretty smart. Adding 3 to the power of that Falcon. It's going to be interesting to see what Chris does here. Finn coming down onto the Falcon. Again, he's got the, I think I'm getting pretty good at this, in his lost pile, and he has not used the Solo's game text. Now, the issue is, with Bosk there, he's only getting 1 Destiny. And right now, Teemo is getting 2. See if Chris realizes that. And he does go into his battle phase, so he's going to retrieve 1 with Leia. Here we go. We got another battle for Jakku. Okay, Chris is going to use 1. He's going to pay 1 to retrieve 1. Using Leia, he retrieves that Light Maker. Again, right now he is only getting 1 Destiny because of Bosk. So unless he's got another All-Wings combo in his hand, this might not be the best battle. Okay, there's a Ponda Baba adding an attrition for Teemo. Okay, Teemo grabs his last card out of his force pile with IG-88. Yeah, I'm not too keen on this battle by Chris. Like, he should have... Okay, there's a Dark Time from the Rebellion for Teemo, so Chris cannot modify the Destiny draws from Teemo, so no minusing 2 from the objective. Okay, Chris wisely grabs that card. See if there's any other actions. Solo's going to use his game text to play an interrupt from the lost pile. Okay, so you're going to play the All-Wings combo, so he is going to get 2 Destiny. So he draws a 6 for the first one via the maneuver of the Falcon. All-Wings combo goes to the Void. And it's a hit as well, so he's going to have 10 to his total battle Destiny. So that's going to remove some characters for Teemo. Okay, Teemo draws a 4 for his first Destiny. And he draws a 5 for the second one. Ooh, that's big. So, again, Teemo's going to win the battle. He's got 25 in power. Again, it's going to come down to attrition here. See what Teemo draws for his attrition. He draws Hondo Anaka, which is a 2 for his attrition. So, oh, no. Teemo can reduce that by 2. Or Chris can reduce that by 2. He's got close call, so he's going to cancel and redraw that. Chris uses his once per battle reduction, and he draws a 5. He draws another 5 for his attrition. So that's huge by Teemo. Yeah, I don't think it's not going to clear Chris off of the Falcon, but that Falcon's going to be pretty crippled. And again, this is Chris initiated the battle, so again, as the chat pointed out, Chris might land the Falcon now. Timo deciding on what he wants to lose here. I think no. Solo is. Oh, you're right. Yeah, all the characters are off that Falcon. Okay, the boss goes to the lost pile, as well as Lady Proxima, and yeah, there goes all those characters off of the Falcon for Chris. Timo's going to play, do they have a code clearance, just in case that Chris has the Jedi Levitation here. Okay, there goes Dash to reinforce with Rose. Well, we're going to see Wedge move as well. Yep, Wedge moves as well. And there we go. So Chris is going to end his turn. So unfortunate series of events for Chris there. Now he's still going to be able to reduce the drain over at the audience chamber down to 1. Okay. But he is going to be taking 2 to the face, essentially, via the drain of 2 at Jakku. Chris uses Walkling out of play. He's going to retrieve Solo. Again, Solo is very important in this matchup. The chat is correct. It is a drain of 3 because of the Ellis and Hinthra. I would love to see Adam have like a win probability chart. Like, I think we need Adam to do that and just have that somewhere on the screen as it's going. Okay, there's the drain of 3 at Jakku. Okay, there goes Corran Horn. Corran Horn is frozen, so he's not going to be in play this game. There goes a Finn. And I think I can handle myself from the reserve deck. So he loses Corran Horn from the hand. He loses Finn, and I think I can handle myself from his reserve deck. Okay, there's a drain of 2 at the audience chamber. Chris is going to be able to reduce that down to 1. There goes Lost in the Wilderness. And now Timo can start retrieving. He's going to retrieve using Aim High, or he's going to retrieve using his objective. He retrieves with the Lady Proxima after paying 1 for Aim High. Aim High, a very good card for the light side to have on table. Just ask Joe Olsen. And it was discussed before this that the players might be willing to play game 2 after this. It just depends on when they finish game 1. So stay tuned to see if they will be wanting to play game 2. And here comes Dr. Afra down to Ray's encampment. She's going to use her game text to take a droid into hand. We do know that there is a P-59 in there. Yep, there goes P-59 up to the top of the lost pile and then into Timo's hand. P59 is going to go down to the village. Interesting. So we might see P59 attempt to shoot that BB-8. Will it be a suicide run, or will he just... Because he does have... Scum is now into play. Oh, man. Chris Goglin, Hall of Famer, with the quote of the day. We were asked in the chat, what's the chat's idea for the best line of play for light side? Chris, ask for a revert. That's classic Chris. Again, Chris is still doing his Monday OCS review, so please log on and watch it. It's a great show. If you haven't watched it, Chris goes on and reviews some games on the OCS. I know he's always looking for people to send him replays, so send him replays, he'll review. I've sent him a few. He's thoroughly gone through and criticized everything I've done. Okay, so here we go. We have a battle down at the village. Tebow does retrieve with Scum, but Chris has a keep your eyes open, so that way that P59 is not going to shoot. He loses the Rogue One from his hand. That's not a good card to lose. Chris is probably on tilt at this point. Okay, so no P59 shooting anybody. Both players are going to get one Destiny. Okay, there's a close call from Chris. So that's going to be a Destiny of 0. Or, sorry, Chris is going to make that close call into a Destiny of 0. And there's a 3 from Chris. So Chris is going to win the battle, and he's not going to have to lose anything. So you got to think that... Yep, there goes Jango Fett to the loss pile. And again, Chris doesn't lose anything. So he was able to retrieve 2, and he lost essentially 1 card there. He also made Chris lose 2 cards essentially, so not a bad series of events. See what that P59 is going to do. P59 is going to stick around at the village. And here we go with Chris's next turn. Now, it's important to note that right now, being that Chris does not control 2 Jakku locations, he can't reduce the drain over at the audience chamber. I'm assuming Chris is going to use Lore Santeca to move Leia over to the Starship Graveyard to at least drain for 2 there. Okay, there goes Jabba's Haven off the top of Teemo's reserve deck. Nope, he's not going to move Leia. He's going to move Beaumont Kit. And interesting enough, Beaumont Kit would actually make that a drain of 3. Let's see if Teemo realizes it, and if he can pull a shield. See if he pulls his resistance shield. Otherwise, he's going to be losing drain of 3. Nope, he does not pull his resistance shield, or he doesn't have the capability of pulling his resistance shield. So there's a drain of 3. There goes Close Call, Dengar, and probably Bosk, I want to say, or Lady Proxima. It's one of the 2. Yep, it is Bosk. And give me 1 second. I'm sorry about that. I had to go Rescue my tortoise. I'm not joking. Okay, there you go. There's the retrieval from Chris. He retrieves with Ray. He retrieves that keep your eyes open. Okay, General Leia goes back into Chris's deck. He pulls Solo. So Solo's now back. Yeah, Teemo's got to have something here. He's got to either have, like you said, he's got to have the Greedo, or he's got to have the Gick. Probably the Gick. Okay, Padme coming down in front of Afra, so that's a little worrisome. There's no Imp Decree on the table. See, Solo coming down onto the Falcon. So we might see a plethora of battles. Good point out. Either Greedo or Sunny Leader. Yeah, Teemo's got to have something in his 5-card hand here. Teemo saying that he's got a limited resources in his deck somewhere. Maybe he does. And we don't have a battle. We don't have a single battle here. Interesting. That's a little perplexing from Chris. Okay, he lands the Falcon. Okay, Radis gets off of Dash. He's probably going to get onto the Falcon here. Yeah, Teemo doesn't care about that. Like this is an interesting turn from Chris. I would assume he would have at least battled with Padme. Okay, Radis goes over and backs up Padme. Okay, Wedge hops onto the Falcon. He's piloting the vehicle. Okay, Solo gets onto the Dash in Rogue 12. Interesting. Yeah, this is a little bit of an interesting, a little perplexing, at least from my point of view, what Chris is doing here. He does move BB-8, which is smart. Moves Lor Santeca as well. And he's going to leave Leia in front of the P-59. Interesting. And he doesn't draw any cards. So Chris only has 2 cards in his hand. Teemo has 5. Again, Teemo is going to be able to draw a card with, at least take a card into his hand with IG-88. But here we go. We are going to see a drain of 3 at Jakku and 1 at the audience chamber from Teemo. Now, Teemo's in the tank, essentially. Okay, he activates... He only activates 11 there. Saving 3 cards in his reserve deck. Again, Chris is up on Life Force, but right now, Teemo has better board presence. Again, we didn't see Afra get battled. We didn't see the P-59 get battled. Okay, here we go. Drain of 3 at Jakku. Okay, so that's why Joker King kept his 2 cards into his force pile. It could be worse, so he's going to reduce that down to a drain of 1. And he's going to lose Admiral Satora. There's the drain of 2 at the audience chamber. He is going to be able to reduce that down to 1 with his objective. And he's going to lose General Calrissian. Teemo is going to retrieve with his objective. He's going to retrieve Bosk. So Lightside grabbed A Dark Time for the Rebellion. Teemo grabbed Rebel Leadership. Okay, there goes Zam Wessel down to the village. Now, this is important because if Leia goes away... Oh, there goes Forlom. So Forlom's going to be able to cancel Leia's game text. So she will go lost here. And when she goes lost, Zam's going to make Chris lose 1. Greedo coming down as well. So here we go. Now Solo is on the table, so Teemo will not be able to retrieve with Scum. But this is a bad situation for Chris. Okay, Forlom's going to cancel Leia's game text, so no immunity. Draws a 0 for Battle Destiny. Again, the objective is going to make it a 0. Nope. And Chris draws a 4 for Battle Destiny. So Leia's going to go to the lost pile, and Zam's going to make Chris lose 1. You got to think of that card in Chris's hand is the Hojix. Okay, Greedo goes lost for Teemo. Leia goes lost. So Chris has to lose 2. There goes Captain Hera Syndulla from the top of the deck. And he loses... So he loses a Poe. He loses his second Rose. And he loses perimeter scan. So, oof. Rough turn for Chris. Now, the big issue is Afra's sitting there at the Ray's encampment, not doing anything. Okay, P-59 is going to slide over in front of Beaumont Kit, BB-8, and Laura Santeca. Blocking that drain of 3. Now, I know Teemo, looks like Teemo was just bluffing on the limited resources, but how big would that be right now? Hey, BB-8 is going to ping Teemo for 1. He's going to lose. He loses Galem. I'm not even trying off the top of his reserve deck. Okay, Rose is going to retrieve. He's going to be able to retrieve that perimeter scan. Oh, excuse me. Again, players have been playing for just about an hour now. Chris pays 3. He drains for 1. There goes a Merciful Move combo off the top of Dillen's deck. Yeah, it's evident now that Timo has a Gek and a Stunning Leader in his hand. At least this is what I'm seeing. Okay, here we go. Battle at Ray's Encampment. He's going to use IG-88 here to take a card into his hand. Interesting. So, no Stunning Leader. Draws a 4 for Battle of Destiny, so I believe that's going to be Afra and 1. So that's not terrible for Timo. Yep, that's going to be just Afra and 1. He's going to lose Lady Proxima off the top of his reserve deck. Okay, here we go into the move phase. So Padme and Radis did their job. Radis and Padme are probably going to slide over here. Okay, Beaumont Kit, BB-8, and Laura Santeca move over. So the Falcon slides over, but I know it's showing that it's on the 0. Yeah, that's got to be a glitch. So the Falcon with Wedge and Dash in Rogue 12 with Solo on it, move over in front of P59. So now, because Chris does not control 2 Jakku locations, he cannot reduce the drain of 2 down to 1 at the audience chamber. So he's going to be taking 5 cards. He's going to make Timo's going to make him lose 5 cards this turn. Okay, Timo does a drain of 2 at Jakku. Interesting. Dash has defense value of 5. Okay, there's a Rebel Flight Suit and a Control Tunnel Vision. There goes a Hear Me Baby Hold Together and the Light Maker. All those cards are lost off the top of Chris's deck. And Timo's going to retrieve. He's going to retrieve Proxima into his deck. He does save 2 in his reserve deck. Yeah, I was just wondering that myself, Lenny. And there comes Mighty Jabba down to the village. Hondo Anaka. Teemo is just dropping dudes down to the village. Here we go. We're going to have another battle here, everybody. I'm not 100% sure, Lenny. Again, Teemo is getting 3 Battle Destiny, but unfortunately he only has 2 in his reserve deck. Forlam's going to cancel Beaumont Kit's game text. There's a Destiny draw of 1. And draws a 5. So that 5 is going to become 3. So that's 4 for Battle Destiny to Teemo. And Chris draws a 2. There's the Hojix. Let me see. Yeah, you're correct. Ellis is no longer... Ellis is currently bugged. So Forlum goes to the lost pile. And Teemo is... Or Chris is going to lose the BB-8, which means that BB-8 can be captured here. Whoa! Okay, I'm sorry. That was interesting. Apparently BB-8 captured me. I'm sorry about that, everybody. That was just a little UI. I'm not sure what happened there. Somebody page Adam. Okay, thank you. Okay, so BB-8 is currently captured. Zamp captures that BB-8. And just for your information, this is still Shizor. Okay, so we now on to Chris's turn. Chris is going to retrieve Beaumont Kit. Yep, and it still looks like Ellis is still bugged, so... Okay, Teemo is currently down only by 2 cards between hand and life. Both players have 13 in their life force. The real difference right now is that Chris has a hand of 4 and Teemo has a hand of 2. And Anakin comes down onto the ship graveyard. Didn't see Teemo activate one, but I think he wants to keep that. He should have a 5 on top of his deck, which means I assume he's going to attempt to shoot down that Dash and Rogue 12. So if he does have, yep, he does have a 5. So good job of tracking by Teemo. But unfortunately, Chris says, I have my objective here, and I'm going to make that a 3, so that's going to miss. Okay, there's the activate of 1 by Timo. Again, he wants to draw higher here. Chris draws Han's Toolkit for 4, which becomes a 5 because of Anakin Skywalker. Again, Timo is showing that he has a Gick in his hand, so it will not take a lot of battle damage here. And he draws a 4, which is a stunning leader for Battle Destiny. But Wedge will cancel it, so Chris is not going to have to lose anything in that battle. And Timo's going to have to lose his P59, and again, hopefully he has a Gick, or otherwise he's losing 13 cards. And there's the Gick for Timo. And he will live to fight on another day. Let's see what Chris does here to move around his guys. He's at least going to move that Lor San Tekka. Or is he going to move characters over in front of Lor San Tekka? Solo hopping off of the Rogue 12. Eric, that's mean. I like it. Okay, Solo's going to hop onto the Falcon with Wedge. They're going to flip over, and they're going to take off and go back up to Jakku, blocking that drain of 2. Or, it should be a drain of 3, but it is, right now it's a bugged drain of 2, I believe. Lor San Tekka moves over with Padme, Radis, and Rose, and Chris is going to draw a few cards. So he is going to be able to reduce that drain of 2 over at the audience chamber, but then he's going to take its drain of 2 on Jakku at the village. Actually, it's going to be a drain of 3 because BB-8 is there. Timo activating, saving 2 cards, using IG-88. Should see him retrieve here. Size on what card he wants to take with IG-88. Okay, here we go. Drain of 3 at the village. There goes. It's a hit. Keep your eyes open. And keep your eyes open. So he had 2 keep your eyes open in his deck. Okay, here we go. Drain of 2 at the audience chamber. Again, Chris is going to be able to reduce that down to 1, which he does. And there goes a Punch It from his reserve deck. That'd be a good card to have right about now. Timo's going to retrieve. He's going to pay 1 to retrieve with his objective. And he retrieves the Gick he lost in the battle last turn. Moving on to his deploy phase. Let's see if he reinforces something at Jakku and then initiates. And he does do that. There's Bosk coming down as the pilot. And he's going to move Ponda Baba to the passenger slot to put Woof onto the Ellis. in Hinthra. Oh no, this is not good for Chris here. And he drops a Probot onto Ray's encampment. Here we go, battle at the at Jakku. Again, he's going to get a destiny to. He's going to get a battle destiny as well as a destiny to attrition. Draws a 4 for his battle destiny. That becomes a 2. Now again, Teemo does have some immunity on his ships. See what Chris draws. He draws a 4, which becomes a 3. So all those ships there are going to be immune. And it's going to come down to the attrition here. Teemo draws a 5. Oof. That is killer. It's going to be solo and wedge. Or no, it's going to be at least solo. Again, okay, so there goes wedge. Oh no, wedge just covers. So solo can stick around. But Chris decides to lose solo. Oh no, that's not good. You're right, Lenny. Yeah. It was solo and wedge. So I was right with my first statement. I get confused. Like, why is fire attrition? So, huge turn of events from Teemo. Again, he cleared the Falcon. And he gets the Probot down, so. Okay, there's a Drain 2 at the ship graveyard. We see the Twilight Advisor and the Sunny Leader go away. Okay, Teemo has no cards in his hand, so he's got 10 cards to play with. Chris, on the other hand, currently does have 12 cards hand in life, but again, based on board position, Teemo is clearly in the lead. I was going to say, why don't we do red damage, yellow attrition, green is you're good. I don't know. Got a drain of 1 at the outpost. Well, I do live in California. Okay, there goes Lady Proxima to the drain at the outpost. Sorry. And we see retrieval of 1 with Rose. So Solo is going to come back into Chris's deck. And unfortunately now Chris has to worry about his time. Looking at the clock for both players, Teemo has 25 minutes. Chris is down to 9 minutes. Okay, so here we go into the move phase. Let's see what Chris is going to do here. He's going to have Anakin hop onto Dash and Rogue 12. And he's going to move Dash over. And that is going to flip him back. Oof. That is not what Chris wanted to do there. No, time should definitely not become an issue. I mean, right now, Timo is doing drains of 3, 5, 7, 10. So I think he should retrieve here first, and he does, upping his life total up to 9. That is well put out, Bastion. Bastion in the chat today. Glad to see our 3-time world champ joining us. Cheering on his fellow countrymen. Okay, there goes Hans Toolkit and Vice Admiral Holdo out of the reserve deck. So I'm assuming that Chris is happy losing by 9 and will just lose the rest of his life force here and call it a day. Chris realizing that the last couple of turns has been drain of 2 instead of 3. They are pointing that out in the chat. Okay, there goes Solo. As well as, and it could be worse. Yeah, I think Chris is just going to lose the rest of his life force here. See the drain of 2 at the... So we see a drain of 2 and 2. Let's see, did he lose? He did lose at the audience chamber. I will say this. We might actually see about... I might convince both players to come on Holo Theater on Wednesday. That would be interesting. Okay, Timo does draw a drain at the village. Chris loses from his hand there, and he does still have 4 cards left. So he can at least do 1 point of damage at the outpost. Slides Zam over. Yeah, at this point, it is unfortunate for Chris that it is all that she wrote. Yes, Timo will be... if Timo wins, he will come on to Holo Theater. Oh, no. Timo wants to do it live. It will not be a pre-recorded session of Holo Theater. It will be live with Timo if he wins. No, Timo did not retrieve with the prison at all this game. Chris will draw up. And Timo does win game 1. So Timo has won game 1 by 9. So congrats to Timo. Well played by him. I will say it was just on a series of unfortunate events for Chris on that one turn in space. But let's see what the players decide on. Let's see if they want to play game 2. I'm not sure what time it is over in Germany, if Timo is tired. But again, I believe the players will be deciding. It's 11 o'clock over there? Or 10 o'clock over there? Wow. Okay. Everyone, I have spoken to the players. They will be playing game 2. right after a short 5 to 10 minute break. So we will be back with Game 2 live. Again, congrats to Team O for winning Game 1. We will have Game 2 in a short 5 to 10 minute break, so stay tuned. I will... I think I have a graphic somewhere, but I will be taking a short break. And we will have more action. We will have the GEMPC action in just 5 to 10 minutes. So until then, stay tuned for more Star Wars CCG action. Welcome back, Star Wars fans. We have Game 2 about to start. As you can see, Timo has already gone ahead and posted his game. For those who missed Game 1, we saw a very tight match between CCT and OA. Again, Timo played CCT, and Chris played OA. And here we go on to Game 2. We have OA versus Map. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Okay, so this is going to be fun. Again, if you didn't see Game 1, Timo got down a little early on with the early drains at Jakku. He was able to reinforce his space fleet up there and quickly was able to clear the Falcon multiple times to capture the Jakku system. He started draining there. He then quickly went down and invaded Jakku and was able to eke out a win by 9. Have the let me adjust that a little bit. Again, Timo won by 9. Lost pile counts, according to the players, were 24 for Timo and 35 for Chris. So here we go. Game 2 to decide the 5th edition of the GEMPC. OA versus Map. Yep, Lenny, let's party like it's Worlds 2019. So here we go. Chris is going with Map. He is starting the Dead Speak. He's also starting the First Order was just the beginning card. He also has Dakar on the table. So we're going to see some new cards here and some new interaction, but we are going to see an OA deck. Yeah, it's not your. This is not your standard map, and I love it. So here we go. He is starting the Battle to the First Order. Okay, so there's a Where's Han? So Timo is going to get his Han early into his hand. There's Solo going to his hand. Okay, Chris going with something interesting. I like it. Okay, again, we see some grabbers. Also, to confirm, Timo, if he wins, I believe both players have agreed to coming on to Holo Theater this Wednesday. So, win or lose, we will have both players on Holo Theater to discuss the Npc Finals. I am extremely excited for that. Okay, there's the Sith throne room, so probably going to see a Emperor coming down. We'll say this. Graphics did an extremely nice job with the Sith throne room and the Dead Speak. I love those two cards. Like, they are so pretty. Okay, there's the Blockade flagship. So that way he's got the bridge out. So interesting enough, he's got a lot of activation. Okay, there's a General Calrissian for Timo. Using the Sith throne room to get the Emperor out. Turn 1. That's pretty solid. Here comes that new episode 7. Well, episode 9, Emperor. Again, he never deploys or moves to a location with any light side icon, so that's pretty interesting. Once per game, if about to be lost, he can take him into hand. He's immune to attrition, and then most importantly, once per turn, may draw the bottom card of your force pile. So he's got that little bit of array to him. I agree, 100%, James. The fact that Chris is not playing Map surprised me a little bit. Okay, so we see 14 force for Chris on turn 2. Timo, yeah, both players agreeing that so glad we killed auto setups. There's that new system. Kijimi. So here we go. Solid, super solid first turn by Chris. Draws one card. He's got 10 cards in his hand. And here we go. There's a dude and donut from Timo. So if Chris has a sense, it would go lost and he would lose 2 cards. Got a control. There is the control or cold feet from Chris. So he plays Secret Plans. You know, I think this is going to be the new classic matchup just because it's so much like the movies. Here we go with Timo's first turn. Let's see what he's going to do here. Now, I will say that Chris is showing a lot of... He's got 2 systems on the table on turn 1. And neither of them the circular base. So, to me, it looks like he's going with more of like a kind of a space build. So, maybe Timo will not want to go to space on turn 1. But we shall see. There's the raised encampment coming down. Let's see what Timo's got. So we know he has Solo in his hand. We also know he's got General Calrissian. There goes the General Leia to the used pile via I Brave Resistance to pull Rey into his hand. So he doesn't have to use his once per game pool with the encampment to get Rey out. General Calrissian hopping onto the Falcon for 2. So what's interesting here is if he throws Rey right onto the Falcon, he does use 4 force, but he gets more cards to look at with her deploy, pull a card out of the use pile pool. So it's not a bad strategy. Will we see Timo do that? Now, again, if he goes with Rey to the encampment, she does cost 2 less. Then he could essentially get Solo onto the Falcon as well. And that's pretty loaded up first turn. So he's got a Rey on his hand, and he's going to use the once per game to get Rey out. So he is going to use 2. Now, I want to say Solo would have came down for 3 onto the Falcon, so he could have gone like Solo onto the Falcon and then move Rey over, or throw down Rey, so he would have 7 cards to look at. Or no, 8. But he does take a card out of his use pile. And there's a Leia's Resistance Transport right to Jakku. Interesting. So, wow, he's going hard to Jakku. Let's see who he's going to take with that. He takes Vice Admiral Holdo. She comes down for free. So it is looking like he is going to go to space on his turn 1. So here we go. I am assuming that... So he leaves Rey on the ground. Rey is stuck on Jakku. Oh no, did he forget to move Rey? Or does he not just care? You are correct. This is just like the movies. Rey is stuck. Nope, he is gonna move Rey over to the outpost. So it does look like he's got a plan. So here we go. Chris's second turn. He's got a lot of force to work with. He's got 14 to work with this turn. Rey is the agent. Okay, here we go. General Pride coming down in front of Rey. Now, again, with the dead speak, He would have +2 to the attrition with him. No response yet from Teemo. She does have immune less than 6, though, while on Jakku. And here we have with FN2199 coming down as well. Kylo coming down. White border Kylo. Yeah, this is extremely risky by Teemo. Chris takes a card into his hand with Bow to the First Order. We need a new image for that. Like, it's such a good card. And there's the Kylo Ren's lightsaber. This is not good for Teemo. This is extremely not good for Teemo. Okay, I see a Weapon of the Sith stacking on, and here we go. We're going to have a battle, everybody. I can just feel it. Rey sitting all by herself on Jakku. Kylo Ren is going to swing his lightsaber at Rey. Let's see what happens here. Draws a 3 for the first Destiny. He only needs a 2 here. It's a 4, so unless he's got something, she is hit. Kylo Ren slices Rey in half. Both players will have to lose a force. There goes Beaumont Kit for Teemo. And Chris loses Mara Jade with lightsaber from his reserve deck. So again, Rey is going to be going away here. Okay, here we go. First Destiny is a 4 for Chris. Draws a 1 for the second Destiny. Becomes a Destiny of 5. Again, that is going to be some big attrition, though. And Teemo draws a 5 as well. And that does become a 6 because of Rey's game text. But he is currently down by 6 in power. Okay, Teemo has to lose 2 to Kylo Ren's game text. He loses the Starship Graveyard and a Mandalorian mishap. Oof, losing that graveyard is kind of important. Okay, there goes 9s for Chris. He still has to lose 2 to attrition. He'll lose Pride, and there's the Hojix. So Teemo does get to fight another day. I think the mishap, Matt, is because Chris likes Scum. And mishap cancels Boba Fett's game text. So Teemo does get to live to fight another day. Okay, there's a battle order from Chris. Okay, here we go. Drain of 2 at Jakku. There goes a First Order Stormtrooper and a Steadfast. So there's one of the ships that Chris plays. Okay, there's the village. Okay, we know that Teemo has another Ray in his hand. Let's see what he's going to do this turn. There comes Cal Foul Syndros to the outpost. He does come down for 0. No barrier yet from Chris. And there's Solo for the flip from Teemo. And there's Ray backing up Solo. He's going to take a card into his hand. Maybe he's got another Hojix, and then he can keep Cal Foul there. Okay, Teemo takes a card with Ray. Sitting in his move phase, he's got to get that Cal Foul off of there. He does pay the 1 force. And Cal Foul will shuttle up onto Ray's transport. So he doesn't move Cal Foul over with Ray and Solo. He simply just runs up into the ship. Okay, here we go with Chris's next turn. Chris will be able to drain for 3 this turn. Drain for 2 at the site, plus 1 because of the lightsaber. See if Chris wants to drain here. Okay, we're sitting in the control phase. Chris is deciding on if he wants to drain. Now, he would have to pay 3 to drain here, and it would be a drain of 3. That would only give him 10 cards to work with this turn. Nope, he does not decide to drain, so he is going to go into his deploy phase. And there's first leader, Supreme Leader Snoke coming down in front of Ray and Solo. Chris is going to be able to take a card out of his use pile. So right now it's Holdo and Cal Foul on Leia's Resistance Transport. Okay, Lieutenant Dofeld coming down to join Kylo. And he is going to move Kylo over with Ray and Solo. This is not good. This is not good for Teemo, because Kylo's got a lightsaber. And the attrition is +2 there, so this is going to be multiple characters lost for Teemo. Let's see what Chris wants to do here. Let's see if he's got anything else to come down with. Nope, he doesn't have anything else to come down with, but we're probably going to see a battle here. And there it is. There is the battle. So Snoke is going to make Teemo lose 1. He loses the escape pod combo from his hand. And Finn will react. Let's see if Chris has a response to this. He's got a sense to react. There is a sense. He draws a 4, so Finn will not be able to react to this battle. Now, Chris is going to have to lose 2 to the do or do not. But I think he is fine with that. There goes an FN 2003. There goes a We Must Accelerate Our Plan, as well as the Sense. So Finn is stuck in Teemo's hand. Let's see, who is Chris going to swing at with Kylo? And the chat points out that because Solo is there, Rey is defense value 6. He's going to take a swing at Rey. Draws a 1. No Sith Fury to take that into hand yet. And a 4. So, unfortunately, Rey will not be hit, which is going to cause... I don't think he loses anything here. It's only Kylo with his lightsaber. Yep. Rey is not hit. So she will be at least be able to stick around. And there's a force freeze to cancel Solo's game text. So it's only going to be 1 destiny for Teemo instead of the 2. And here we go, Destiny draws. We have a Destiny of 4 for Chris. And Teemo's going to reduce that down to 2. Teemo will get a Destiny draw. It was going to be +1. He draws a 4, which becomes a 5. So Teemo will win the battle. Now, Snoke is not immune. Both characters are not immune. There's a close call, so that is going to be... Chris is going to subtract 3 from that, so it is going to become a 1, becoming a 2, so Chris will actually win the battle. And both of his characters are immune, so... Teemo has to lose 2 here, and he's going to lose the Solo. There goes a Rebel flight suit and Padme, and he loses Solo as well. Okay, Chris will reinforce the Kylo and the Snoke with Lieutenant Dofeld, and he'll draw up. So Dofeld will not be beaten down. Close call is back and in force. So here we go with Teemo's next turn. He is going to be able to drain for 2 here. There's a drain of 2 Ejiku. See what Chris is going to lose. Still fairly close game between both players. Again, there has been a lot of action so far. Okay, there goes another First Order Stormtrooper and Captain Phasma off the top of the deck for Chris. And Teemo did lose his Starship Graveyard to an earlier drain, or to an earlier force loss in the game. So he will not have that the ability to drain for 2 there. But let's see what he's going to do this turn. Does he want to battle into the Snoke, the Kylo, and the Lieutenant Dofeld? Or will he run away to live to fight another day? Again, Chris has already lost the Steadfast, so assuming that he only still has the Finalizer. Well, Lenny, he could still shuttle up Rey. That might not be the best move, but again, he could shuttle up Rey. Correct. Rey is the Resistance agent. Okay, he puts Finn back into his deck to take Chewie with Bowcaster. So, looks like he is going to fight here. That is true, Matt. 100%. If he does shuttle Rey up, he will flip back. Okay, here we go. Admiral Satora comes down. General Leia comes down. And I assume we're going to see a battle here. We do. Leia's going to he's going to use Leia's game text to retrieve 2 because she is facing down a First Order character. Multiple First Order characters. Teemo retrieves Solo and Padme. And Kylo's going to swing at Satora. He's not going to swing at Mom or his girlfriend. Okay, there's a draw. There's a 2. And he draws a 1. Now, Teemo can actually subtract 2 from this, and that would be a miss. But Teemo does not, so Satora is going to be hit. Oh no, Satora is not hit because of Satora's game text. So here we go. We got a 4 for the first Battle Destiny. And a 2, so that's a 6, which becomes a 7. Oh, no, Teemo has the Jedi Levitation, so he's going to be able to take Cassian into his hand. He's going to get a redraw. And he still draws a 2. He draws Baze. Baze not normally a card that we see in OA. So he does draw a 7 for his total Battle Destiny. Which means it's, and there's a 2 for Teemo, or for Chris, but that's going to become a 0. So Chris is going to lose the battle. He's going to have to lose 2 to Kylo, and he's going to lose Snoke here. Satora did his job. And he goes to the lost pile to cover that +2 attrition from the dead speak. So now it's Kylo facing down a Rey and a General Leia. And we are into Teemo's move phase. Let's see what he wants to do. Will he move Rey and Leia over? Will he have them stick around? Now, again, because Dofel is there, Kylo will be able to do the Dofel shuffle and move over in front of Rey and Leia. So, but nope, Teemo's going to stick around. He's going to have Rey and Leia stick around in front of Kylo. And we now move on to Chris's next turn. Chris is going to activate. He activates 13. He's got 8. He's got 22 cards in his Life Force, while Teemo has 28. Both players are not out of the woods yet. Oh, here we go. We have a Sniper Dark Stripe. So Kylo is going to swing at Rey. She is only defense value 4. Draws a 4, so yeah, Rey is going to be hit here. Unless Teemo has some sort of trick. If he's got the I think I can handle myself, he can still cancel the Destiny. There's a 5. Yep, Teemo has the I think I can handle myself. Chris smartly or wisely grabs that. So Rey is going to stick around for a little bit longer. And there's a second Pride coming down. So Pride's going to add some nice attrition here. Hux coming down to join them. It's going to allow Chris to take a card with his use pile. Now Hux is forfeit -3 because of Pride. But what's important is Pride's giving Chris +5 to attrition. Again, we talked about this last night on Holo Theater with Adam Fletcher, and that this combination between the Dead Speak, General Pride, and the new Emperor might be the next cards that we see with a competitive balance thread. If this is an issue, make sure you talk to Jared Konsker and the rest of the Metachlorians about these cards. Okay, there's the card. There is the card that Chris wants. Okay, Chris is going to take a Stormtrooper into his hand with Pride. He takes Captain Phasma. So this could be essentially really bad for Teemo. We've already seen him use his Hojix. Solo is not on the table, so he can't play it from the lost pile. So again, this could be extremely bad. Okay, Phasma comes down. He's going to get another use pile pool with Bow. Okay, he's going to play. The first order was... He's going to use the first order was just the beginning. That card says... Once per turn, if the Emperor is on the table, you may place any 3 cards out of play from your lost pile to deploy a non-unique Episode 7 Trooper. So he's going to get a Trooper from his lost pile once per game, and that's going to give him another Battle Destiny with Phasma. So he's going to get 3 Battle Destiny here. And here we go. You got to, yeah, exactly, Matt. You got to think that Teemo has the Rebel leadership here. But again, the first action is going to be on Chris. Chris is going to take a swing at Ray using Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Let's see. He draws a 2 for the first Destiny. He needs a... So that becomes a 7. So that will hit Ray. Ray will be hit. Well, she's defense value -1 because of the First Order Stormtrooper 2. Yep. Okay, there goes. It's a hit from Teemo. Joker King, Chris loses lateral damage from his hand. He's going to use Ray's game text. Oh, there's the Dark Time from the Rebellion. So Teemo cannot reduce the battle destiny by 2. No Rebel leadership yet from Teemo. Again, him losing this battle here will also flip him back. Okay, so here we go. 5 for the first Destiny. Teemo tries to use his objective. Unfortunately, he can't. There's a 5 for the second Destiny. So he's up to 34 right now in total power. And there's a 1. Okay, so that's up to 35 right now. Let's see what Teemo will draw for his Battle Destiny. Draws a 4. That's going to become a 5 with Ray. Okay, there goes a Curling Corvette from Teemo's hand. And a Rescue in the Clouds as well. So he had the Rescue in the Clouds for the close call, but no close call was played. Okay, Chris is going to have to lose 5 to the attrition here. Okay, there goes Pride. Pride going to the loss pile. So now Hux is at his forfeit value. Let's see if Teemo can recover after this battle. Loses a 10 of 4 from his hand. And, oh no, he doesn't have anything to mitigate the battle damage. So, yep, he's going to have to lose 8 cards on top of the Leia. Let's see. He loses Jedi Levitation. There goes the Leia. He's going to have to lose the Rey as well. He lost Jedi Levitation, Baze, Anakin, Lor San Tekka, Rose, Rebel Leadership, Poe, All Wings Combo, Guts, Leia's Blaster Rifle, Rebel Leadership, Wedge and Red Squadron 1 as well. So, huge turn of event from Chris. Chris moves Kylo over and will flip his objective. Lieutenant Dofield backs up Kylo. Chris will use his once per game text on his now flipped objective. Let's see what he'll stack here. He's going to stack a card. He's going to stack an interrupt onto I will finish what you started. He stacks the sniper combo. And now we move on to Teemo's next turn. Okay, Rey is on the top of his loss pile, so he could essentially retrieve her this turn with Walkling. But unless he's playing another one, she will not come onto the table. Activates everything. Activates everything. Saves 1 in his reserve deck. And the only reason he saves 1 is because he can only activate 13. You are correct, Matt. He cannot retrieve because BB-8's not on the table. And Chris is on the 7 side of his objective. Yeah. So that was a huge turn for Chris. Let's see what Timo can do to come back. He's got a 3-card hand. Again, he can drain for 3 or for 2. Okay, so he's in his control phase. I think that is the question. Matt points out in the chat, will Chris lean on his drains or will he go to space next turn? He is going to be activating 13, so if he pays for both the drains, 1, he'll do 5 points of damage, but he will spend 6 points, 6 of his own force to do so. I think if you're Timo, you need to spread in space. Okay, here we go. Captain Cassian Andor dropping down onto the Emperor. And Hera Syndulla comes down as well. Yeah, both those characters did not come down for +2, so... Yeah. We might have another Get Bug. And Chewie comes down. Okay, here we go. Battle at the throne room. Okay, team has to lose 1 to draw a Battle Destiny. He draws a 1, so he's got power 15. Again, with Captain Cassian there, he can actually cancel the Destiny from the Emperor. Okay, Chris will draw a 4 for Battle Destiny. See if Timo decides to lose a card to cancel that Battle Destiny, or to place a card out of play to cancel that Battle Destiny. He's got a plethora of cards in his lost pile to choose from. If anybody in the chat can point out if it is a bug. Okay, Captain Cassian will cancel that Destiny. He placed Beaumont Kent out of play. The fact that, so, Timo came down to Exegol. It should be his characters employ +2 there. They weren't +2. So, like, for Hera, he played 4. For Chewie, he played 5. Okay, there goes the Emperor off of Exegol. And Chris is going to have to lose 4. There goes an Imp Command. He loses from his hand. Force Freeze from his hand. Force Push. And they shut down the main reactors. So Teemo does survive to live another day. Chris is shield broken, so no come here, you big coward. Yeah, and now I think Chris can either... Okay, Chris is going to... Well, he's got to pay to drain, so I don't know like what he can do to go to space, though, Matt. He'd only have 6 force to work with, so let's see. Here we go. Pay to drain. He pays for 2, drains for 3 at the outpost with the lightsaber. Pays 3, drains for 3. It's going to bring Teemo down to 10 cards in life force. Doesn't leave him any room to battle, though. Okay, there goes the Sorry About the Mess and Rose Tico. The drain of 2 at the village. He does. I think he lost it. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, if he comes down to space, he can go a little wide, and then he can drain, he'll win. Yeah, you're right. I want to say he stacked a close call. Yeah, he stacked close call onto his objective. Okay, so now he's into his draw phase. He saves 6 cards in his life force. So let's see what Teemo's going to do. Yeah. Teemo's going to pay. He's going to pay. It looks like Teemo's going to pay 3. He's going to drain for 2. There goes Ellis from the reserve deck. There goes Ellis and Admiral Shiranu. Teemo does not drain for 2 at Exegol. Yep. No force drains here. Okay, moves Leia's transport, and he's going to land the Falcon in front of Kylo. Yeah, I was thinking of myself. Yeah, I don't think Cal Fowl can't be on the Falcon. Okay, here we go on to Chris's next turn. Teemo fighting for his life at this point. stacks and Imperial Command onto I will finish what you started. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, there's a drain of 2 at the village. There goes a Rebel Barrier from Teemo's hand, a Dash and Rogue 12 from the reserve deck. And Isard coming down to the outpost, joining Kylo and Lieutenant Dofeld. And here we go. We have a battle at the outpost. Okay, we have a 5 from Chris. That's going to bring him up to power 17. Teemo has to lose 1 to draw a destiny. Let's see, will he draw? So no leadership or anything. Teemo will lose 1 to draw his destiny here. Loses Din Djarin, so he's going to draw 2 for Battle Destiny. And Chris is going to play the close call. He's going to play it used to cancel Radis and make Teemo lose another card to draw a second destiny. And Teemo congratulates Chris! We're not going to have... I don't think... We have a concession. Joker King is the victor. Joker King, Chris Hall, wins the GEMPC. Congrats to Joker King on winning the GEMPC with his map deck. Teemo, you had a great run, sir. And it has been a pleasure for both players. It has been a great finals. Congrats. Thanks to everybody who participated in the GEMPC. It was a great tournament. I don't think we've seen that many upsets in a while. Again, I hope to have both players on Holo Theater this week. I will confirm that and let everybody know later this week. But again, I spoke to both of them and told them that people want to have them on. So hopefully we'll see them on. And until then, everybody have a good week. Have a good weekend. And I will see everybody next Wednesday. Remember, tune in Monday, Chris Goglin's OCS review. Make sure you tune into Jared Napolitano's show. I forget what it's called, but a little bit of a plug. Sign up for the Premiere to Death Star 2 event. There's 101 people who are playing in it. Sign up for the NPC. Get out there and play your OCS games, everybody. And I will see everybody Thursday for another exciting episode of Holo Theater. Until then, good day, everybody.